We're back in the garage. I picked up some 3-ton jack stands. So now I can put the Prelude up on all fours, which will be quite lovely. Because then I can take all the wheels off, get up and behind the wheel wells. And one of you guys commented in the last video saying, just take the whole car apart. Like, the reason that I'm struggling maybe so much with this is because I'm doing it panel by panel. And maybe it's gonna be better to just take the whole car apart and knock it out, which I think is kind of what I'm leaning towards. Look at the size of these things. I've been using the 6 tons for so long that these things just feel like toys. Anyways, I'm not gonna talk through the jack stand the jack process this time because, well, we know how that goes. That's not gonna work. All right, I'm gonna have to do it a different way. Because the back of the car was already jacked up so high, it was pinning the nose down. So I wasn't able to really get the jack to the jacking point underneath the hood. So I'm jacking it up side by side, putting a wood block under the wheels, and then I'll go back, jack up from underneath the hood, put my jack stands underneath the sides. Now, some of you guys had some really freaking good ideas and recommendations, like specific ones for doing or switching up the primer that I'm using. So it's apparent that epoxy is the way to go, and I shouldn't necessarily be doing it panel by panel. Like, it could be done that way, but it may not be the easiest. I'm also doing righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So I think the best move is definitely to just keep taking apart the Prelude and trying to, oh, this is so much easier to do before you lift it up. There we go. Call that the handbrake. Haha. Speaking to my other point in the last video about rebuilding the wheels, I don't know, I guess I would kind of want to rebuild all of them, but I wouldn't change up the sizing on the front, if that makes sense. I would, probably just replace them with the same lip. Yeah, I think that would be a little bit nicer. I could also, hypothetically, I think, instead of doing a stepped lip, I could maybe even run like a straight lip. I don't know what the technical term is, but if I did that, then it would shrink the size of the wheel from like 17. That's at least an inch. Probably go down to like a 16-inch wheel. So could be interesting. There's options. That's what I'm getting at here. And if I don't do a step lip, it's way easier, I think, to clean them. The step lip is a whole thing. I just now realized that the microphone was not plugged in, so that's unfortunate. It was kind of a pain to get this cowl off. Ended up just kind of muscling it out, to be honest with you. It's got some remnants of lots of things underneath it. So I think there used to be a screen. Obviously, you can see a little bit of it on the edge. That probably was designed to keep things like that out, but it looks like it's been totally eaten away or chewed away or whatever. So, good thing we're pulling this off. This piece is held on yet again by another one of these Phillips heads, which this one isn't stripping out, so that should come right off. It's good that I'm getting all this on video because I'm never going to remember how to put all this back together. Oh, that sounds crunchy. Ooh, look at that rust. Yeah. Okay, next up, now with the bumper off, I'm going to take the fenders back off. And to be honest, the front fenders have kind of held up the best of all the bodywork so far, and I definitely spent a lot of time on them. And I think, even though I was using the same paint, I think because I sanded it and then hit it with primer again, it sealed it, even though it's probably still crappy primer. Okay, that's 4. And then I know there's a bunch more. Yeah. I think this guy's got to come off. Basically, it's just the fender liner that's also screwed into the fender. Oh, yeah. And there's one more 10 mil down by where the jack stand is. That should do the trick. I believe this fender. Nope. One more. Okay, now I think this fender will come off. Just gotta get it up and over this lip. I don't think I'm forgetting. Oh, I am forgetting one. Oh, I gotta unlock the door. I remember this one. It's kind of a pain to get to. You have to open the door to just the right amount to be able to get a socket in there. Okay, that's the last one. I know, I think I've said that 3 or 4 times already. Yeah, there we go. It's just up and over, baby. Right? Not forgetting anything. Shut the door, I guess. Oh my gosh, there's one more. Shoot, I don't know if I can get to it. The camper shell right there. I don't think I can swing the door open far enough. I may have to just use a wrench on this one. I'll catch up with you guys when this thing's off. That's crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 screws or bolts to get this thing off. And I know I'm missing some. That's what's crazier, or more crazy. Let's be proper here. But there's the driver's side fender, and what do you know? Some spot rust. Nice. I got both of the fenders off, and I also took off this piece that hides the windshield washer nozzles. Was never certain how to get that off, but once I looked underneath the hood, I actually noticed a couple screws, one on each side, and then the rest is just clips. And then you've got obviously the nozzle coming, or not the nozzle, but the windshield washer fluid hose coming out there. And I did end up breaking the T fitting, but I'm going to go ahead and replace that anyways, along with those lines because they're super old. It sure is coming along, though. I'm definitely glad to be taking it apart, totally, because one, it's unveiling more rust, unfortunately, but that leaves me with the option to fix it. So it's a win, you know? Got to look for the wins in the hard stuff. And I think today that's probably going to get us to where I want to be honest. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the next video with taking off probably the headlights, maybe the bonnet, probably take off the mirrors, take off the trim, take off, shoot, man, maybe we'll even take off the doors. Who knows? It might get wild. I'm pretty happy with how the Prelude's coming out. I know it's looking horribly ugly at the moment, but to me, this is progress. This is beauty within the process, you know? You got to trust it. So thank you guys so much for putting your comments down and sharing products and processes that are definitely going to help me get this bodywork job done a little bit faster. So I can't thank you enough for that. I will see you guys in the next one where we're still going to be working on this Prelude. Putting our head down, grinding away, getting it done. So keep elevating, my friends. I love you guys. See you in the next one. Adios.